Hi, and welcome to the Fit for All Phases podcast. My name is Heather Anderson. I'm a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. And today I want to talk to you about progressive overload. All right. So we know there are plenty of supplements out there. There are plenty of hacks. There are tons of trends. You see them on social media all the time. And these are all great. But first, you have to master the basics first. So one of the basics, or one of the big rocks of fitness that we're going to be talking about today, is progressive overload. All right. So what is progressive overload? Well, by definition, it is increasing your weights, your reps, or your sets over time. So when you go into the gym, you want to go in and either increase the weight that you lift, increase the number of repetitions that you perform. Sometimes you might want to work on it, including more sets, maybe improving technique as well. That's another good way to progressively overload. Especially if you're talking about the major lifts like your squats, your deadlifts, your rows, and your presses. So that's basically in a nutshell what progressive overload is. Now, one caveat to this, it doesn't mean that you can increase all these things over time and eventually lift 2,000 pounds. It doesn't work that way. We all have limitations on what we can do. And, that just depends on a variety of factors, including, how well you recover from a workout, your age, your lifting experience. So, don't go in thinking that, okay, well, in a year, I should be able to lift, 1,000 pounds because, hey, I started out at 100. Okay. It doesn't work like that. Well, one reason to apply progressive overload is because if you keep sending your body the same stimulus, if you do the same workout over and over again for typically more than 6 weeks, then you're going to plateau, meaning you're not going to get any more improvement out of your workout. So you're not going to build more muscle. You're not going to get stronger. You're not going to get better at technique. So progressive overload is one of those ways that you can avoid a plateau. So you can say maybe do the same workout, but instead what you want to do is over weeks, you want to apply more sets, more reps, more time under tension, better technique, better form. And this improves all your lifts, especially your major ones. So, progressive overload, of course, doesn't work on its own. You need adequate sleep to repair your muscles and tissue. You need adequate nutrition, such as protein and carbohydrates, fuel your workouts, and good fats to kind of help with hormonal control. You need good recovery, but you also need to get really good at the major lifts. Again, like I said, squats, deadlifts, rows, pushes. All right. So if you apply progressive overload over time, you're definitely going to see an improvement, and you are definitely going to notice that you're not plateauing as often. So that is definitely one way to get more out of your workouts. And again, that's by adding weights, adding reps, adding sets, slowing down your movements, because you can use the same weight, but if you slow down the movement, talking about doing 4 counts of eccentric and concentric, if you do 4 counts of each, or if you pause somewhere in the middle, that weight that you're used to is going to feel a lot differently. It's going to feel a lot heavier, and it's going to challenge the muscles more. So if you want just to change the tempo of your workout, that works fine too. If you just wanted to work on better form, so you would add more sets, because more sets equals more practice. More practice equals improvement in technique and form. And of course, we know that technique and form are paramount, because if your form is off, you're going to get injured. If your form is off, you're not going to get what you need out of the exercise. If your form is off, it's just kind of like spinning your wheels and wasting your time. All right. So just wanted to hop on here today and tell you about progressive overload, one of our big rocks of fitness, and how you can apply that progressive overload principle to your workouts to ensure, number one, that you don't get a plateau, and number two, that you keep improving. All right, so I'm going to end it here, and I do want to give you a reminder. I posted this on my Facebook page, but I'm going to be interviewing my doctor from Coastal Age Management. He manages my bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, as well as many other things. We've been working on my gut as well. And I'm going to have him on for an interview. This will be my first interview, but it's someone I feel very comfortable interviewing. And I have a list of questions for him. And if you have a list of questions that you would like to ask about aging, hormones, becoming optimal, what is optimal at all, then feel free to send me some questions that you might have. You can just go on my Facebook page, Heather Anderson, or Heather J. Anderson, personal trainer, and just drop your questions there. But in the meantime, I hope you continue to get stronger by applying that very valid, very important big rock of fitness of progressive overload as I've described it today. All right. Have a great day. Thanks.